Are you thinking about moving to Central Alberta? Well, today's topic is the small little communities within Central Alberta. So we've covered Red Deer, we've covered Lacombe, Sylvan, Black Falls, Innisfail, even Olds. Well, today, let's hit up some of the littler ones. So if this is your first time into our channel, welcome. Please hit the like and subscribe so you get notifications every time we set up a new video for you. And you won't want to miss, stick around to the very end because we're going to give you a little kept secret that not everybody's going to know about, and certainly if you're not a local to Central Alberta, you'll want to know. So my name is Jason Walls, along with my partner Shalane Walls and the rest of the Walls Real Estate Group. We get calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like you wondering what is going to help us move to Central Alberta. Well, let me tell you, we are here to tell you everything there is to know about Central Alberta and to make your move as seamless as possible. So whether you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, or even a year from now, it doesn't matter. We'll be here and we'll be here to help you. And like Shalane always loves to say, we do the research so you don't have to. So if you're interested in a smaller community, stick around and let's get to it. All right, so the next little community that we wanted to highlight is Bowden. So Bowden is right on Highway 2. It is about 25 minutes south of Red Deer. It's just south of Innisfail and north of Olds. So on the map, you'll be able to see exactly where it is. If you need to get to Calgary the Calgary International Airport, or you want to do some big city shopping, Calgary is about a 45-minute drive from Bowden. So the location is key. It's right on the highway. It's a gateway to the West Country, so if you like to go quadding, skidooing, camping, that is awesome. And you've got the highway that takes you right out there. But I just wanted to kind of go through some of the highlights of what Bowden has to offer. And today's topics are just going to be the smaller towns around Central Alberta. And they're ones that don't often get discussed, but they are little gems within Central Alberta. And so today I just really wanted to target where some of these are and to give you maybe just 4 or 5 points about each one of these communities that are really fun, whether you're looking for summer activity or winter activities. So let's get started on Bowden. So Bowden has the Sunflower Maze as well as Eagle Creek Farms. And every year they come up with a new maze, and it really is neat. You can see aerial views and lots of people do the drones and things like that. But it's such a family-friendly place to go. And so obviously from about August to the end of September, that is when the corn is the highest, and that's when the corn is over the heads of people, and so you can't see over. And they really do have a neat way of giving you cards and clues and stuff like that to get in and out of the maze. They also offer like a U-pick. It's obviously seasonal, but they've got all sorts of fruits, all sorts of vegetables. It really is awesome. The other thing I wanted to mention, which I kind of already did, is just the location of Bowden. So it's right on Highway 2. It's super easy to get to. It's super easy to get to many different places from there. So I would say probably one of the major perks of Bowden is just that it's such a small community. It is such a good location. There's not a lot of businesses within Bowden, but there's great service stations. There's little restaurants. There's a hotel there. One thing I'd like to highlight is the Bowden Golf Course. It's 9 holes. It's where probably one of the golf courses I learned to golf on when I was a kid. There used to be, if you can believe it or not, sand greens. So that's dating myself again as to my age. But many, many years ago, they converted to grass greens. And it really is very kid friendly. There's a lot of men's leagues, mixed leagues, ladies leagues. And it's a little bit tricky in the fall when all the leaves start coming off the trees to find your balls. But if you're looking to get a quick tee time and really enjoy yourself for 9 holes of golf, the Bowden Golf Course is just as good as any of the golf courses around Central Alberta. And as you've known, if you've reached or listened to any of our other videos, is the golf courses in Central Alberta are second to none. And I could go on and on about all the ones that they are, but check out that video. It's on there, it's in here, and you won't want to miss it. There's some great details and tricks. There's a really neat Bowden museum that really you do want to take a look at, especially if you like the history. The agriculture is a big part of the museum, obviously, just because there's a lot of agriculture around the Bowden area. And it focuses on the early settlers, just some of the artifacts and things like that from the early 1900s and beyond and before. And it's not a very big museum, but it really is neat. And if you like that and you've got half an hour or an hour to kill, certainly would recommend stopping into the Bowden Museum. Bowden's also got a lot of neat trails. Then you can go from the trails right from south of Bowden to north of Bowden, and it really is connected really quite easily. So if you got a bike or a skateboard or a scooter, e-bike, whatever it is, you can certainly get around. So that's really a nice thing about any of the smaller communities, just the accessibility. Another thing I'd like to mention, obviously, with Bowden is their rodeo. They've got a great rodeo that they host every single year, and it is growing every year. So there's other communities around Central Alberta that have really large rodeos as well, but Bowden's is growing every single year, and it's a great family event. They've got beer gardens, they've always got some music and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're a rodeo fan, you definitely want to check into the Bowden Rodeo. And the last thing I wanted to mention, because I'm a realtor, so how can we not, is the housing prices. So there's not a lot of new construction in Bowden, and there's not often, especially in this market, there's not a lot of listings. But if you are looking for properties and you want to get something for a little bit less or a little more bang for your buck, Bowden's an excellent place to take a look at. Taxes are really reasonable, lot sizes are bigger, and if you're looking for a home, it really is one town that you want to take a look at. People are friendly, people know each other, it's really welcoming. So again, if you're looking to purchase a property in a smaller town, I'll mention some of the other towns as we go through this video, but Bowden is definitely high on the list and you don't want to miss out on it. All right, so the next little community that we'd like to highlight, and we haven't really stated a whole lot about it in our past videos, is Delburne. So Delburne is about 20 minutes straight east of Red Deer, and it's really close to Pine Lake. So if you've been wondering where to go between Red Deer and Pine Lake, and you want to, for instance, go golfing, Bowden has Fawn Meadows. It's a really nice 18-hole golf course. It's not as busy as some of the other golf courses around, and so if you want to get a tee time, quite often, especially during the week, it's much easier to. So Delburne, like I say, isn't that far east of Red Deer. There's a lot of people that are living in Delburne that either are in agriculture or the oil and gas side of things, or they commute into Red Deer for work. So it's a really nice community. There's, again, a lot of nice walking trails within Delburne. There's really neat little restaurants. We know that there's a museum in Delburne as well. It's really kind of neat to talk to and go and visit and see. So it's a really nice community as well. Delburne has a nice agriculture fair that they have annually every summer, and it's a neat thing to see, and I would definitely recommend that. In the wintertime, Delburne hosts a Light Up the Night festival, and it's held annually, and it's where the festive lights, ice skating, sledding, holiday themed events, it really brings the community together. There's lots to do both in the summer and winter within and around Delburne. So especially in the winter time, if we're talking about the festival, there's a lot of cross-country trails that people can use. There's lots of toboggan hills around the area and stuff like that. So it's a great area. It's a great little community. And again, if we're talking about the real estate market, it's similar to, it's a bigger town than Bowden. And you can get a lot of bigger bang for your buck there as well. You get larger lots. The prices of the properties are a little bit less. Taxes are really reasonable, and it's not a big commute to get to Red Deer from Delburne. So if you're looking for a smaller community, again, Delburne is definitely one that should definitely be highlighted, considered, and Shalane and I would be happy to show you around that town. All right, the next community I want to highlight is Eckville. So Eckville is about half an hour to 40 minutes west of Red Deer. It's just west, about 15 minutes from Sylvan Lake. And so it's really close to Sylvan Lake. The proximity to it is really nice. And Eckville is very much agriculture and oil and gas town as well, as are many of the other towns around Central Alberta. And one nice thing about Eckville is it has a really nice golf course called Top of the Hill. And I've golfed it for years. It actually shut down for a few years, which was really unfortunate for the town. But it has reopened, and it's just a hidden gem that you don't want to miss. So if you're a golfer, and again, same as what I'd mentioned maybe with Delburne as well as Bowden, is it's easier to get on. Tee times are quite easy, and it's a really nice track. So if you and your family want to have a few hours and go relax and enjoy yourselves, there's a driving range, 18 holes, and it's just on the north side of town. So it's not something you want to miss, and it's a great little track. Eckville's really known for its small town community and spirit. It's really close knit. People are really friendly. You're getting closer to the West Country, so you've got more trees and rolling hills, and the people are just really friendly. There's lots of activities in the wintertime. There's a lot of people going around with sleds and quads. There's lots of poker rallies even around there. And there is a little ski hill just north of Eckville, which is also really fun. I haven't been to it for years, but it was a great little track where you just get to spend a lot of time when you go out there night skiing and things like that. So if you're a skier and you like the outdoors, Eckville has lots to offer in that regard as well. As with many of the other little communities around Central Alberta, Eckville hosts a really nice rodeo as well. So there, if you are a rodeo person, that's another stop on the summer trail of rodeos, and it's gotten to be quite a bit larger as well over the years. There's also another rodeo, Bowden Alberta, which is just a little town in between Sylvan and Eckville, and it's really getting a name for itself every year with the rodeo too. For such a small little community, there's a lot of interest, and that rodeo is really growing. So as you can see, there's a lot of rodeos. People love that stuff in the summertime, and it really is a fun thing for a lot of people to go from weekend to weekend to weekend to different locations, and those are two really nice rodeos. So Eckville also hosts a lot of hockey tournaments, a lot of curling tournaments. I know there's a lot of oilman curling tournaments. There's the oilman's golf tournament. As far as hockey and curling, like I say, there's a lot of, in the smaller towns, really the community spirit. So the beer leagues and the guys that are a little bit older, maybe not as old as I am, but they also like to play hockey and get out on a boat. So like I say, there's lots of those things to keep you out of trouble in the wintertime to do those things. Also in the wintertime, Eckville holds a really nice Christmas wonderland as well. Winter wonderland, sorry. And there's ice skating, there's sledding, there's holiday events. The whole town organizes it. They light the streets up with the Christmas lights. It's really nice, and it's really oriented towards the kids and the families, the hot chocolate, the Christmas carols, all that kind of stuff. So if you even are thinking about it, then obviously Eckville needs to be a consideration. As far as the pricing and things like that, again, it's pretty reasonable. Eckville has not a lot of movement, so at this point in time, there's not very many listings. I think there's less than 20 listings right now for houses. But if you like the West Country and you do like the trees and the rolling hills, the farther west you get, it really does come. We always say if you're an outdoorsy person, then obviously the West Country really is appealing between cross-country skiing, the ski hills, the quads and the trails. You can go out there all year long. So there's so many activities to do. If you're a camper and you like to go out west and take your side-by-sides, things like that, it's really not a very long drive from Eckville. So there's really a lot to do for a small town. But like I say, you know, between restaurants, convenience stores, there's motels, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot to do, and Eckville really has a lot to offer. So again, if you're looking for a smaller town, that might be one that you want to take a look at. All right, so the next little community I wanted to just say a couple things about is Alix. So Alix is straight east of Lacombe, about 20 minutes. Alix and Clive are both small communities that are east of Highway 2. So a little bit different direction. They're more on the east side, same as Delburne was. But Alix has a really nice lake and a really nice little golf course right there too. So there's actually properties for sale right along the lake at Alix, and it's not a huge lake, but it's a really nice, in the summertime, it's a beautiful, there's camping around there, it's right close to town. And yeah, if you got your trailer and you want to get away from the hustle and bustle, that's a great place to go. It features a sandy beach, it's got playgrounds, walking trail, and it's just really a very popular place for locals as well as visitors. It's done, they look after it really well, and again, you know, as far as the size of it and things like that, if you want to stay away from the hustle and bustle, Alix is definitely a place that you want to take a look at for that. They've also got a Alix Wagon Wheel Museum, and that's a really neat thing to see. I've driven by it a lot. I've never actually gone into it, but when I was talking to some people last summer, they said it's really worthwhile to go to. And so if you like the museums and you want to see some of the history, that's something I would definitely recommend taking a look at. And I might even take my own advice and go check it out as well next time I'm through Alix. So same as with other towns, Alix has a really close-knit community. They've got a really neat little farmer's market. The Alix Farmer's Market is in the summer months, and it's really got a lot of local people that are growers, and they bring in their fruits and their vegetables and their crafts, and super friendly, and it's a really good sized market. And so again, if you want to spend a few days out there, or if you're looking to buy a property, Alix is really reasonable. It's a smaller community like the other ones that we're highlighting this week on our video, but it is a nice little place. If you are working on the east side of Red Deer, there's a big plant that's called the Joffrey plant. It's there's a couple other big plants out in that area. It's a really short drive. So if you are considering not living in Red Deer or Lacombe, but you do work on the east side of Red Deer, then Alix is definitely something you want to take a look at. And the last thing I wanted to highlight about Alix is just in the winter time around that lake that I highlighted in the summertime for boating and trails and camping and all that. On the frozen lake, they set up ice skating, ice fishing, they set up sledding for the kids, and it really is just an awesome family area in the winter time. So if you're looking for a smaller community, definitely take a look at Alix, and Shalane and I'd be happy to show you around Alix as well. All right, so now we're gonna skip across the highway and go back on the west side, and we're going to go to Rocky Mountain House, which is about 25 minutes west of Eckville. So that would be about an hour west of Red Deer, and it really is the gateway to the Canadian Rockies. Rocky Mountain House is a bit bigger town than what some of the other communities are that we've talked about here today. But Rocky has a lot to offer. It has a hospital, it's got all the big box stores, it's got Walmart, Canadian Tire, a lot of restaurants, a lot of fast food, a lot of the service industry. It's very oil and gas orientated. There's a lot of agriculture out there as well. But Rocky Mountain House has a ton of trails. It has an amazing golf course. If you really like to golf, I like to highlight the golf courses because I am a golfer. And Pine Hills Golf Course is really a beautiful track. It is just west of the Rocky. It really is a really nice golf course. Rocky Mountain House has a lot of Indigenous and Métis heritage to it, so there is a lot of focus on that, and it really is just a beautiful community. It's grown a lot over the years. The oil and gas sector, both west, north, and south of Rocky, is always very active. And another thing that I would like to highlight about Rocky is the outdoors. So it's got walking trails, it's got so much to offer just outside of town. There's Cow Lake, there's several other lakes. If you want to drive about another half an hour west, the camping is phenomenal. The hiking is phenomenal. You are basically in the Rocky Mountain House. You've got Abraham Lake that is just amazing. It's just a blue, clear glass lake. And in the wintertime, there's always air bubbles. So you can go walking on the lake and there's actually all these air bubbles below you. It is such a neat experience. Fortunately, it's always a little bit windy because that's why there's no snow on the lake in the wintertime. But it is a gorgeous day for family and stuff. So if you're looking at Rocky Mountain House, there's a lot to do. There's also a really neat, I'm not sure if it's every year or every second year, but there's a Rocky Air Show. And they put on a phenomenal air show there that really is great for the kids and family alike. So it's a great way to spend the day or the afternoon, and you get to see all the awesome planes and do some of the aerobats or whatever it is that you call it when they're just flying all around. But it's pretty cool. And as I mentioned with Cow Lake, but there's also Crimson Lake, and it's got a really nice campground. There's lots of camping spots all around Rocky Mountain House. And some are seasonal and some you can just rent for like the weekend or the week and stuff like that. But just so much to do outdoors, both summer and winter. But if you are an outdoors person and you really do like to spend time exploring and seeing new things and just enjoying the fresh air, Rocky Mountain House has a ton of things to offer, and it's a bit bigger community, so it has more amenities than some of the other ones we're highlighting today. And it's just something that you might really definitely want to consider. All right, the next little community or hamlet that I'd like to highlight is Spruce View. So Spruce View is just west of Innisfail, about 20 minutes, and is right beside Glenifer Lake, Dixon Dam. So as far as camping, there is so many spots to camp It is one of the nicest lakes in Central Alberta. It is mountain fed. So if you watch some of our other videos, you'll see just how we've talked about it. It's a little chilly to jump into, but the kids, when they're on the back of the boat and they want to go surfing or wakeboarding or tubing, they don't care how cold it is, they just get in there. So Spruce View is a really neat little place. It's really a community that is close-knit as well. And I know I keep talking about it, but it really is true. Like, if you're not from Central Alberta, you really have to come and experience to understand how friendly people are. Like, you'll be walking up and down the street and people will ask how you're doing and they'll say hi and wonder if you need any help, or, you know, they'll know if you're not from around because they know most of the people themselves, especially in the smaller hamlets. But Spruce View has a really neat community center, and they host a lot of events every single year. They've got a really nice restaurant, they've got a great pub, they've got an amazing bakery, and again, it's agriculture related around Spruce View, so the people are super friendly. There's a lot of oil and gas. Again, you can go west of Spruce View to the next little community that we'll highlight here is called Caroline, and they're not very far apart. And Caroline, again, is straight south of Rocky Mountains. So on the map, you'll be able to see all these little towns that are all intertwined and they're all very close to each other. But it really is a lot to offer, and each one's kind of unique. And if you're looking to purchase in a small town, you won't get a better price anywhere other than in these little ones. So whether you want to be on the west side of Highway 2 or you want to be on the east side, depending on what your preference is or where maybe your work is and your commute and what you're comfortable with, there's so many options with these little towns. And I really just kind of wanted to highlight some of the things that I like about each one of them. There's more and more information about them, and so if this video has been of any use to you guys today, I hope that it has. Please write us a comment in the notes below, or send us a text or an email or a message. We get calls from people every single day, from people just like you that are looking to move to Central Alberta and are wondering what there is to do, how we can help you. So if you are looking to move, I really hope that you will reach out to Shlane and I. We have been your friendly neighborhood realtors for, well, almost 30 years combined between the two of us. So we can certainly give you more information, more details about all these places. But I just kind of wanted to highlight some of the smaller gems that we haven't talked about before, and hope you found this information useful. Please leave a comment in below with what you would like to discuss, or if you'd like to know information. And as I always say at the end of every video, please leave a comment as far as what topics you might like to have. We'd love to do a little bit of research so you don't have to, and then we can do a video on that topic. Thanks very much, and we'll talk to you soon.